Three, two, one.
Just farted.
Hey everybody, this is the White Noise Boys. I think it's episode 10.
Hell yeah.
You will be listening to this at some indeterminate date in the future. Hi, how's it going, Alexander? I'm
I'm
Chris
doing.
Taylor.
I'm
With me is...
doing pretty good, Chris Taylor.
Yeah, you doing pretty good?
Episode number 10. I'm pretty psyched about it. How are you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Yeah. What's new in Chris's world?
Not much, just playing some games. Finally, I've had this project that I offered to do for free, free redesign of local restaurant Bamboo Garden, plug, one of my favorite locals.
They are really good.
Do a redesign of their website, and I offered that in December, and it took them a couple of months to get me all the information and resources I needed. And then I had really no inspiration, so it really would have still looked like shit. It would have just been an update for mobile. Because like their website is so old that the entire web page is built inside of nested tables.
That's disgusting, dude.
No, it's like so old that the nav bar is even in a nested table. It's not even an iframe.
Wow.
So this website is pre-iframes.
Wow.
So like, ugh, it's this nightmare. But I finally have an idea what I'm gonna do with that, and I'm gonna do that later today. Luckily, at some point, I think around February, I spent like a week. I got their menu finally. I got the Word document they use to print their menu. So on their website, they have the names of stuff in. They have everything in English, but then they also have the Hanzi, for the menu item names in Chinese. But on the website, those are all JPEGs.
No.
We converted them to SVGs, which was great. It was a huge load decrease, but still more than I would want in terms of like HTTP requests per page, right?
Right, of course.
So I got their Word document, and it actually contained the text version of most of the Hanzi. So
Wow. Well, that's pretty good though.
yeah.
Just that
So
alone sounds like a good
oh well, yeah,
upgrade.
because if I have a page that has 100 of these, I'm not negating 100 HTTP requests. Not technically 100 because however many can fit in one round trip, but
Still,
it's a huge file size decrease.
of
And
course.
so I spent days converting their entire menu into JSON, and so now the website is actually going to be really, really easy because it's mostly just designing layout and tweaking look. Because in terms of content, besides one, maybe two pages, all the rest of it is just being built out of the JSON. So I'll probably use Knockout for that because Knockout really small library because covers a small surface area and it makes it very easy. So I probably don't actually need any JavaScript for the site at all, just because I mean, Knockout technically runs in JavaScript, but I won't write any because the Knockout code I'll be using is just their templating.
Right.
So that'll be in the HTML files. So I'm really just writing some HTML and CSS.
Yes, that sounds like it's pretty doable, I would say.
Yeah, I've been playing a couple video games. Playing a game that's not from last year or older. Finally. We'll talk about that later. What have you been up to?
Uh Dude, I've been up to much of the same, aka not a damn thing. Actually just released our last episode about a week late. So,
Uh huh.
yeah, I've
I know it's really funny because I say for Wednesday the blah blah blah, and then it comes out fucking Saturday.
dude, I completely forgot. Like the files were there, everything was
Uh
set
huh.
up, and for whatever reason in my head I just thought that I had
So
had it done.
here's a question for you. What if you were to stop doing intros
Dude,
because
it's
the
not even the intros.
no,
Like
let me finish. What if you were to stop doing intros? How long do these take to edit? 30 minutes?
not even anymore. Like the one I just released today. I mean, even with the intro, it took less than like 20.
Okay, well then why don't you just do it right after we record?
Dude, no, that's the thing. I did like straight up. I had it all lined up. Everything was cut, and then I just like walked away somehow and forgot about it.
God damn it. Okay.
Like literally, all I had to do was export it, and I thought I had exported it, and that I had uploaded it, and then somehow that was not the case. I'm really lost at what the fuck.
How goes the smartphone? Did you get a new one yet? Because you forgot to ask me for mine and I forgot to give it to you.
And literally, as soon as I got to work, I remembered that. I don't know. I'm undecided because I don't really want to spend like $300 to $500 depending.
Like, per our conversation last week, you decided we came to a decision that you seem to agree with, that you don't really need a smartphone. You just want a smartphone device to do non-phone call things with because you have a flip phone.
Right, essentially. But
So yeah, I got that.
yeah. So I mean, I'll stop by your house for that. But and it's not like I don't even have the money. I do. It's just
Just, what I mean,
I don't
it's
want to
gonna
not have money. That's what it is. I don't want to not have money for a gadget that like. I mean, it's cool. It's nice. You know, whatever. But who gives a fuck? I mean, other than my Twitter fans and my YouTube fans. Um,
Having a smartphone doesn't improve them.
well, no, but like I can
You could
tweet
just
shit all the time and whatnot.
you could use that money to pay off your debts, and then when you're debt free, you just start saving money and build a desktop.
Yeah, that's kind of the path I'm taking.
What you should do is you should spend that $600 and buy me a 1070 that I will test, and then in a couple of months I will tell you if I recommend it for your PC.
Yeah. That's probably not gonna go down. Not unless my YouTube channel starts making that money.
Oh,
But yeah,
what else do
so
we have
so
going on?
so I
You got
haven't
anything else?
done shit other than not having done shit. What have you done this week?
Well, I talked about what I've been doing. The only thing I did not mention is diet going well. Lost 10 pounds this week.
Get the fuck out.
No, for real.
Get the fuck out.
No, for real. Like, also like 2% body fat.
Wow.
So pretty good.
I need to get me on that.
Every day for breakfast, 3 eggs, 3 slices of bacon. Lunch, spinach salad with some ranch, and dinner like an 8-ounce steak.
Dude, but so you don't put like any steak or anything on that spinach?
No, I mean I could. If we didn't have a limited supply of bacon, I decided, because I had bought some at the store, then we went to Costco, and then it didn't occur to me to wait until we went to Costco to get bacon, and their bacon, it's like $12, but it's like 3 packs. So it's pretty good. So I'll
Yeah,
probably,
no, their bacon like I would buy the shit out of their bacon and just
I don't know if it's thick cut though. I like thick cut bacon.
oh, it's not. It's
Ugh.
not thick cut, but I mean like I would freeze it and shit, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. But if I had more bacon, I would probably do like cut up a slice on the salad.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like just I mean, how much spinach do you eat?
Uh, like 50 ounces.
Okay, that's kind of a
Not
good
50
chunk.
ounces. It's like 50 grams. It's like a little over a cup and a half. It's like a fairly sized bowl.
Yeah, that's a pretty good amount. I thought like
No,
you
no,
weren't eating and shit, but that's a pretty good
no. It's
amount.
not like a side salad. It's like enough spinach to like fill you up.
Yeah. So it's not like you're not eating, you're just
No.
eating leaves. Yeah.
Did you watch any Berserk like we thought you might?
Dude, we thought I might, and then I hadn't. So I've been watching, or rather, my girlfriend's been watching this show called Penny Dreadful.
My
It,
wife started watching that. It's pretty good.
yeah, she's gotten me into it because we got off of Hulu. We got the add-on, of course, for Showbiz or whatever, Showtime.
Why? It's just on Netflix.
Well, we don't have Netflix.
Well, how much did the add-on cost you?
Same as Netflix,
Well, then you should just.
$8.99.
Then you should just. That's less than Netflix. That's more than Netflix. You should just get Netflix, because then you can also watch other good shit like Stranger Things, House of Cards, Orange is the New Black,
Yeah,
plus
I know.
all the other shit they got. You should just cancel your Showtime thing and get Netflix.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Oh man, dude. So I finally got my smart TV finished setting that up. Like it feels really good. It feels like high tech to jack plug an Ethernet cable into the back of your TV. But now, like if we're watching like Netflix or Hulu, I don't even have to turn on the computer because the TV just has those built in.
Wow,
It's pretty good.
dude, that is pretty good.
We're actually experiencing a significant savings in electricity that way.
Get the fuck out, really?
Well, the old TV was like first generation, very nice first gen 1080p, so it had a high power draw. Hey, sorry, baby went to pull out my wireless headphone adapter. Because it's just more energy efficient, and then on top of that, we're also not running the computer as much. The computer basically only gets turned on if I need to do Visual Studio development for like ASP.NET or play a video game.
Damn, that's pretty dope.
But that's all I've been up to. Did you play any video games this week, Alexander?
Dude, no, but I did. So have you seen this game? It's called We're All Laughing.
No.
Uh, it's a game set in the '60s that is a survival horror type game where you have to survive by
Are you talking about We Happy Few?
we happy few. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
calling it We're All Laughing. Haha.
everyone has heard of that game, yes.
Dude, well, I just found out. So, um, you know, I'm thinking about playing that game. Have you seen it?
I mean, it's a survival game. I don't typically go for those. Also, you have so many other games that you that know are good and are free.
Yeah, true, true. Um, but yeah, so hopefully I'll get started on some games pretty soon, though. It's looking pretty doubtful.
That was a pretty good joke.
Yeah. No, I still have a huge backlog of shit I gotta edit, so I'm gonna try to breeze through some of that, and
Dude,
then
I'm
maybe
telling
I'll
you,
get
that
get.
video stuff, the older video stuff, beyond that I gave you for the horror streams, beyond looking at it to make sure it's not a duplicate and figuring out what order they go in, you don't need to do any editing.
Yeah, it's not those. It's mostly just Dragon's Dogma.
I mean, why do you do a lot of editing on there?
It's not that I do a lot of editing. It's that there's a lot of videos,
Uh-huh.
and
I guess I don't
I don't know. I
understand
just
the
haven't gotten
process.
to it because I don't have time. That's what it is.
So here's the problem. Here's the thing. Why don't you just, when you play a game, you Twitch stream it, and then you push that video to YouTube after, and you're done.
Yeah, but
If
then
you,
I'm just like every other fucking douchebag. Like that's not gonna get me anywhere.
but so what are you? If you're telling me you're not doing any editing, what are you doing any differently than that?
I mean, I do a little bit of editing, but it's not like. Anyways, you'll see. I
But you can.
almost had it.
Okay, all I'm saying is that would save you a lot of time because you wouldn't have to upload the videos. You could just use the built-in YouTube editor.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see when I get to playing some games how that works out. But yeah, no, the biggest problem, dude, it's simple. I have a full-time job. It takes 12 hours in a day, and a girlfriend.
It shouldn't take 12 hours. It's not a full-time job. Are you getting paid by the hour? Or are you salaried?
Salary, dude.
Wow, that's dumb.
Well, like, what the fuck kind of choice did I have? Do you think?
Well, no, I'm not saying that it's dumb that you're salaried, but like, of course, they're getting extra free work out of you for no reason.
Yeah, of course. And there. Anyways, I don't want to talk about. I promised myself I wouldn't want to talk about it. One fun thing I did also is I fucked up my shoulder. That's been fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun dealing
You, when you do it from the wrist. You don't engage the shoulder.
with that. This happened while sleeping. Um. Anyways, fuck. For anyone who doesn't get the reference, watch the episode I just put up where
Dude,
we talk
no, I
about.
mean, like, it's not even a reference. It's just, like, all human beings, like, know and probably engage in masturbating. Come on.
Okay, fine. You're probably
That's like,
right.
that's not a reference. That's like, yo, that'd be like if I made some obscure obscure reference to the act of breathing, and you said, for anyone who doesn't get it, check our last episode.
Fine.
Come on. Ugh.
Fine.
Played a bunch of video games.
Nice. Tell me about them.
Played more The Witcher 3. Uh, one day soon we'll have an episode where we don't talk about The Witcher 3 because I'll be done. But
And maybe
so
I'll have played something to talk about.
that's a good joke. I mean, whatever. But it's I've done all of the side quests and everything. So I've just started like mainlining the main quest, and it's really great because I like the main quest that I'm on now is like level 38, and I'm like level 48.
Wow.
So I just like rip through combat, and it's mostly enjoying this like really good story, and like the writing is great and the acting is great. All of it's really good. So I've been enjoying that. I played the new Hearthstone expansion.
Oh, nice. I have to get on that at some point.
Oh, it's so good. Have you done the prologue mission yet? The one that everyone gets for free?
No, not yet.
Oh man, that one's really fun. I think you have like 3 or 4 minions in your whole deck, and all the rest of it is spells.
Oh, I
Uh,
love those kind of decks.
the opponent's hero power is summon a 6/6. Uh,
Wow.
your hero power is just draw 3 cards for 2 mana, which is like really strong.
That's OP as fuck.
Yeah, in case you weren't aware, the way card draw is valued at in Hearthstone is 2 mana for 1 card, and then 1 mana for each additional card.
Wow.
Based on arcane intellect and then some other things like I think like sprint's a pretty good example, but sprint's undercosted. Uh, But yeah, so you have cards in your deck like all your spells cost 0 this round, or gain 5 mana crystals this round, or
No.
gain +5 spell damage this round. And then the only minions you have in your deck are 3/2/4s who, when you cast a spell, add a copy of it back to your deck. So what you're
Wow.
doing is you're drawing cards, and you have a couple cards that just summon random legendaries, and that's whatever because the other guy's got a lot of removal. But
Yeah.
he's playing like a demon deck because the 6/6s he summons are the same one that Jiraxis summons.
Oh,
So what
damn.
you're
Yeah.
doing is you're stalling until you get a good turn where you play this guy, make all your spells cost 0, and then give yourself like +5 spell power, and then just fucking go crazy. It's really good.
That's pretty intense.
But it's very funny. Like the whole adventure is very funny. There are a bunch of good encounters. There's a dude whose hero power, he does it every turn. He summons a 1/1 for free, and these 1/1s have a lot of synergy with other stuff in his decks. Like one gives them +1 attack, one gives them taunt, one gives them charge. There's a spell that summons 5 of them at once. Uh, so you're facing like a shittier zoo deck. The one I like the most is the magic mirror. So whenever you or him play a minion, whoever played that minion also gets a 1/1 copy of it.
Wow. That's pretty dope. It
So
sounds like a lot of fun. This little pre.
oh no, the silverware golem and then this guy and the next guy are in the expansion. The prologue is just the one battle where you have all the spells. You do get cards for that though, so for free, everybody gets the Druid 1 mana 2/2 Beast, which is good because there are so many Beast synergy cards in Druid. There just wasn't a good low curve Beast yet, so that should be fine. But the that Magic Mirror battle's really cool because things like Sorcerer's Apprentice, when you play one, you get a second one, so you get 2 off of your spells, or like cards that have like Death Rattle draw a card are good.
Yeah.
1 damage AoE pings are really strong. He plays a lot of spell damage, so that gets out of control pretty quick. The last one's really cool. So you and the opponent have 20 health. His hero power is destroy the leftmost enemy minion. Your
Okay.
hero power is discover a chess piece. And all the cards in both of your decks are chess pieces. You have 1 mana, 1/6 pawns. Uh, I think they're 3 mana, 2/6 rooks. 7 mana, 4/6 queens. And 4 mana, 4/3 knights. Everything except the knight can't attack. At the end of the turn, they deal their damage to the piece across from them. But if, say, the other guy's got 4 and you got 3, so your dudes will be in between 2 of his dudes, your pieces will attack both of those.
Huh.
If you have 2 more minions than him, that means that he'll have 3, you have 5, so your 3 middle will be lined up with his, and your 2 will be on the other side. They bypass his pieces and hit him in the face. Oh, there's also like 3 mana 0/6 bishops, which heal the minions next to them for 3 at the end of each turn. So it's really good. It's a lot of fun.
I have to play that. It
The
sounds like a lot of
the
good times.
heroic version of that is insane. They change your hero power so that you can't just out-card advantage him over time anymore. They change it to move a piece 1 to the left, and you can repeat this power as many times as you want per turn. It costs 1 mana instead of 2. So you can shift a piece. His hero power is the same, but you have like a half the size of a deck that he does.
Damn.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, that sounds like not good fun at all.
Heroic Magic Mirror is awesome because instead of you getting a copy when you play it, he gets a copy of what you play also. So
Shit.
what you do then is I won with Mill Rogue just because he always has like 7 minions, so when I play Vanish, it completely fills his hand, and then I burn a shit ton of his cards off his deck with Cold Lights. But you could also do something like Watcher Druid, where you're running like Ancient Watchers who can't attack, so he gets 1/1s that can't attack on his side of the board, and you can like either silence or taunt your own. And same thing with like Eerie Statues and anything that can't, or like the Argent Watchman or the Silithid Swarmer who can't attack unless your hero attacked, and your hero can attack because you're Druid. And it's really interesting. I haven't tried the Heroic Silverware Golem yet, but that wasn't great, so I don't expect it to be any great. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, all they would need to do to make it crazy is have the plates be 2/2s instead of 1/1s.
Huh, that would be fucking intense.
Yeah, especially considering he's got the spell that summons 5 of them at once. Be like
Fuck.
3 mana, add like fucking 20 stats to the board. The only other game I've been playing, and I started playing it yesterday. I probably played like 12 hours already. Is No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this game?
A little bit. I heard about some of the hype.
I mean,
Um,
I'll
I
start by
read
saying
yesterday that it sucked.
it. No Man's Sky's hype is weird because it got on the Sony stage and they said a big number, and that big number is there's like 14 quintillion planets in this game, right?
Yeah, so that's supposed to get everyone all kinds of psyched
So
about it.
when you hear that, your brain instantly goes to infinity, right? Like you can do anything.
Right.
But the game is not for everyone, but it got hyped and like advertised to the degree of something like an Uncharted would, right? But the
Mm.
problem with that is that it's actually like a niche game. It's sci-fi game. It's got barely got any survival elements, but there's a lot of like gathering resources and crafting parts, and it's mostly like an exploration game. Like you can shoot dudes in it, but the shooting doesn't feel great. There's some space combat, which is actually okay, but
That's not really the focus.
no, the focus is seeing cool new shit because all these planets are procedurally generated. So like right before we recorded, I landed on this planet and I'm just like, fucking wow. So I land on this planet and my poison resistance and my exosuit immediately starts tanking because I'm like it's just
It's a
like
poison planet?
it's like acid rain was happening.
Fuck.
So I'm standing in the middle of this field of like chest high. It comes up to like half of my takes up half my screen. Like purple grass under like this blood red sky where I have 3 moons in the sky. And it's also a binary star system, so there's 2 suns and there's acid rain. It's fucking awesome.
Wow.
It,
That sounds
there's
amazing.
there's so much cool shit to see. There's a couple of alien races you can interact with. The cool thing about that is that they all have their own language and you can't understand it. And on planets you'll find things like knowledge stones or ancient alien artifacts. Or if you most aliens will have a yes no thing, a yes no question, and it's hard to figure out because you don't necessarily understand what they're saying. But and if you pass that, they'll give you a thing. But if you interact with them in the future, they'll also teach you a word. So all those other things will teach you a word from a race. So over time, you're like developing to like understand what they're saying to you.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Huh.
So like right before we recorded, I just like learned like 5 words. Pretty good.
So
Uh,
eventually you'll be able to, like, the idea is to speak to all these different.
I mean, I'm not necessarily speaking to them because I just fully understand them. And that means I'll never fail like a dialogue and I'll always get rewarded with
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
technology blueprints. Uh, I got a new ship. The ship you started is really shitty. So the No Man's Sky, you could think of it like a Minecraft without base building. You're crafting technologies for your ship, your exosuit, and your multi-tool, which is like a mining laser, but also like depending on what tools you put in it, has a gun, can launch grenades. So like mine is a rail gun now, which like when I fire it, it instantly does damage to them. It fires very quickly because of the mods I put on it, does a lot of damage, and has a really powerful grenade launcher. Uh, but there are but each type of gear you can find replacements for it, and what it is each one of them has a limited number of slots, so that's how many upgrades you can fit in it. So like your base ship that you start with has 15. I just got a ship that has 23, which is huge. But the problem with that is your technology slots for your exosuit and your ship are also inventory slots.
Oh, holy shit. So essentially you could never have, like,
You
an
never have enough space.
amazingly OP
I'm,
ship.
I could, like, I have a huge shield upgrade in terms of how much damage it can take and then how fast it recharges. And then I took out the photon cannon and replaced it with just like this lock-on laser beam, and that I just jacked way up. I put in the +3, +2, and +1 upgrade for damage, so it just does a bajillion damage. Because what'll happen is if you have a really valuable cargo, when you're in space, the more valuable your cargo, just the more likely you are to get jumped by pirates.
Oh, holy shit.
Uh, there are like space stations, and at every space station, there's like a trading terminal, but also merchants will land. and you can buy and sell from them also, but you can buy their ship. So I'm flying this like pink like mid-level freighter ship. Not like a freighter, but it'd be like the ship you start with would be like the size of an X-wing, and now the ship I'm flying is like the size of like the Millennium Falcon if it was a little bigger.
Damn. So the game sounds pretty interesting then. I don't know.
I like it.
The
It
people that didn't like it probably
you
just
don't
the expectations weren't met.
and you don't do a lot.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of resource gathering to craft things like right now you need to craft like a hyperdrive, which I have. So now I need to every time I jump, I need to craft some warp cells so I can jump again. There are upgrades that would let me jump farther. So
So it's true exploration, not so
right.
much.
The resource gathering and stuff is in service of exploration. Or that's really it. It's mostly about seeing what's next. And like every star system you jump to, you can name. You can name every planet that you land on. You can name every animal and plant that you find.
Now,
And then
is there a bonus if you figure out like so let's say a planet has a native language that's on it. Um
it would be
the
one of the four races.
Okay, so does a planet have a native name? Like do you get a benefit if you figure out what the name is in that native language or
It
is
does
that not?
it does have a default name, but it's non-meaningful.
Okay.
But here's what's cool is all that those things you name and upload, uh, like they show up in other people's games.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
The
So
odd
there is like a community aspect to it.
so everyone is playing online. Uh, so are you familiar with? So I actually landed on a planet someone else had been, and like when
Oh, so how does that work?
they
If
had
it's
been there.
procedurally generated.
It's the universe is was procedurally generated with a seed, and then people get dropped in different places in that universe as a start point.
Oh, so everyone's playing in the same universe. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of
it's just
where.
fucking huge. So with like 14 quintillion planets, you might think that you would never encounter anything that anyone else had ever discovered, right? But there's the math doesn't work that way. Like, are you familiar with the birthday problem?
Yeah, so you shared
I
a
told you to.
mind nugget with me and told me to read about it, so I did.
Did you?
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, so for people who aren't familiar, the basic premise is that if you have 23 people in a room, the odds are 50-50 that one or two that two of them will share the exact same birthday day of the year.
Yeah, it's pretty
And the
pretty
reason
interesting.
the reason being is it's it has to do with if I take 23 and then statistically divide the year by that, I'm not looking for the odds that two people will have the exact same birthday on any given day, but the exact same birthday for any day of the year. So I'm not looking for what are the odds that two people have the birthday of October 14th. It's the odds that what two people share any birthday,
Right,
right?
right. And that's where the confusion might come.
Right.
But yeah.
So No Man's Sky has that. So somebody got spawned in maybe far away, and their path took them and intersected with my path through the universe. Uh,
Yeah, so the chance that you'll be following that same path again becomes the same, like that you'll follow that person off of the same planet.
I could, but I'm not going to because I have an idea where I want to go. So
Right.
the game has this goal, which is to reach the center of the universe. And there's a in the massive star map. There's a path you can get a line to line to line for the shortest path to the universe. the center of the universe, right?
Hmm.
And like you might meet like an alien race who, if you're really good friends with them, one of their technicians might show you a black hole that will be a shortcut there.
Hmm.
There's also like kind of a story because at the beginning you find this crazy sphere thing and it asks if you want to follow the Atlas path, which is like kind of like a story thing, and that's what I'm doing. Which is probably, but there's also free exploration where you can just jump to whatever star system you ever want.
So
But
you're building your own story.
right, it, so what's interesting about No Man's Sky is that since everything is so different, everyone will have a different story. So yesterday, I landed. I got. I was. My ship was royally fucked, and I barely made it onto this planet because pirates. And right. And I found on this planet, I found a derelict ship that was better than mine, and I decided to claim it and try to repair it. And on this, so there are sentinel drones on every planet in the galaxy who respond to you destroying the local ecosystem. So if you mine too much of a single resource or you're hostile to wildlife that's not hostile to you first, they'll come and fuck you up and you have to kill all of the ones that spawn before they call for reinforcements because then you face stronger sentinel drones like they have these like dick robot dogs with really damaging lasers and stuff. And
Damn.
you have shields, and when they go down, you can take 5 hits and then you're dead.
Fuck.
But on this planet, they were described as frenzied, which means they just shoot first. If they see me, they just come to me and shoot me. And
The droid.
yeah, I spent 4 hours because I could not find my original ship after I claimed the new ship because the original ship disappeared off my compass.
Mhm.
And so I spent like 4 hours desperately trying to harvest the resources I needed while fighting these drones to fix this derelict ship and get it off the planet. Also, the planet was like scorching hot.
Fuck.
So
So
I
would you end
basic
up dying?
no, I did. I died a couple of times, but the way dying works is it's you do corpse runs. So
Okay.
if you make it to where you died on that planet, which was hard on that planet, without your inventory, and I think they break some of your gear, you get your inventory back. But if you die again, your inventory's gone. You still have like your ship and stuff, and you're still on that planet. So it's kind of Dark Soulsy in that way.
Nice. So
But
so you have a chance after you lose your
yeah.
whatever.
So I spent 4 hours basically trying to repair a broken, like left abandoned on the side of the road pickup truck in a war zone, while that war zone's atmosphere was basically on fire.
Fuck.
But I did it, and it was intense.
Nice, dude.
And then you know what the
Oh,
best part is I
excuse me.
abandoned that ship a couple hours later because I had finally saved up enough money and I found a really nice one that I liked and I bought it. So I went from 18 to 20. The base ship was 15. The derelict ship was 18. But the reason I decided to invest in it is it also had combat upgrades already on it, and
Oh, so
so
it's something you didn't have to spend anything on because it
yeah.
already had that.
Yeah, so it basically had the same amount of free space as my old ship, but a bunch of free upgrades, good upgrades, and
That's pretty dope.
but then I ditched that for a 23 slot one.
See, I could get into that game actually.
It's it's pretty good. Also, I don't. Are you familiar with 65 Days of Static, the band?
I'm not.
Okay, well they're like one of my favorite bands. They do a mix of like post rock, a little bit of techno and math rock. And they did
Mhm.
the soundtrack for this, so it's really awesome to just be playing this game where like my one of my favorite bands also did the soundtrack.
That's
It's
kind of
pretty good.
dope. Yeah.
It's a good soundtrack. I like the game a lot, but the game is definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, and I think the hype there, like people were probably expecting something completely different, and when they didn't get it, they're bashing.
Yeah. Well, it also had some it also has some technical problems where it crashes a lot sometimes. I haven't had any crashes, but I have a bug where like basically every 3 hours on the clock, there's a memory leak, which doesn't affect the game, for X amount of time, and then suddenly everything is incredibly slow. So I just need to quit and restart. And then
So,
that
so maybe
result.
they did that on purpose to get you to, not play the game for more than 3 hours at a time because
No,
it's bad for your
I
health.
don't believe that. It's a memory leak. Like Skyrim had memory leaks.
I know, I know.
Every game has memory leaks.
Of course,
I
but
would be
I had to.
amazed if a game. So here's the thing that I think is crazy about it is that it's unlike a traditional sci-fi outer space game. Say like take like a Mass Effect 2, right? In Mass Effect 2, you are the most important person in the universe, right?
Right.
In this game, you are just like a fucking speck of dust. Right? Because every planet is big enough that it could take me, depending on the size of the planet, probably 3 to 8 hours to run in a circle around it if I was going in a straight line.
Oh fuck.
There could be up to like six. The most I found is 6 planets in a star system. Then there are God knows how many fucking star systems. And the distance between planets is huge. Right? Like if I were to use the traditional on planet without boosting speed, like some of them it would say you will arrive at this next planet in 8 hours, or some of them it'll say you'll arrive here at an indeterminate amount of time, which means more than 10 hours. If I boost, it might go down to 6 hours, but then I have pulse engines, which could reduce that time to like 40 seconds. But the scope of everything is just so big, you are like this insignificant speck in the game. And that's what's interesting about the Atlas path is the Atlas path is a way of offering your character purpose.
Fuck. So,
Like the Atlas path, like no lie, in terms of like offering purpose and finding your place in the universe. Hold up a second. Uh,
dude, I lost you.
Sorry, I F4'd the wrong window. I'm still recording. You still recording?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So yeah, but there's a lot of religious overtones to the way that works. It's the game is awesome. I like it a lot. I would recommend it.
Damn. But it's $60 though.
I mean, if you have the money to buy a smartphone, why don't you just buy this game?
Yeah, good point.
So I'm not saying you should, because the people who make this game, it's like an indie team. Their credits are so short that it fits on one screen and doesn't have to scroll. There's like 14 people who made this game.
Oh, holy fuck, dude.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. So this is an indie team who made a game that got picked up by Sony, got advertised really hard, and they're selling it in on disc in retail for $60. It's definitely worth $60 to my mind, but since the game's not for everyone and the game came out on Good Old Games, you could just torrent it.
Yeah, so do you think maybe they're trying to pull kind of like the same thing the Witcher folks did, with just trying to get popularity for their studio first and
No, they made other games.
oh,
Uh,
okay, okay.
what did they do? Their Hello games. I think they did Joe Danger. Let me
Let me
see.
look up Joe Danger.
Instead of doing Joe Danger, why don't I just Google Hello Games Wikipedia?
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, they did. So they did all the Joe Danger games, and now they did No Man's Sky.
Nice. Well, good for them, dude. I mean, shit, getting picked up by Sony is no small thing, and I know Sony wants to be a player in the gaming industry,
I mean,
even if
okay. I like how you said wants to be a player, not has been a major driving force for like 20 years now.
I mean,
Like when did the PS1 American launch?
like early 90s.
In 1994. So they want to be a player after 22 years. They finally decided they wanted to be a player in the industry. I mean, they were involved before then because They were gonna make the N64 disc system, and then Nintendo said no, and so then they made the PlayStation.
Yeah. I mean, it's no big woof.
Ugh, that's all I got.
Um, nice dude. Yeah, I haven't played any games, unfortunately.
Surprise.
Which,
No one
which,
is surprised.
yeah, yeah. Is anyone surprised?
No,
Is anyone even listening?
no.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, dude, is this gonna be our shortest podcast yet?
Well,
45
not if you keep stalling.
minutes.
So that's all I
Uh,
got. So you didn't ask for questions at the end of the last episode like I told you to, did you?
no, I didn't. I mean, I didn't even put it out, so I wouldn't have.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll get some questions for next time. Probably
Well,
not.
if they want to write in and ask questions, where can they write into?
So absolutely, submit tweets on the channel, the Twitter channel. I mean, at the
What,
Madbox World.
and
Subscribe on YouTube at
there's an
the
email address
Madbox
also.
channel. The email address is letters at thematboxentertainment.com, among others. I mean, just hit me up. You know where I am. I'm on the internet.
You can follow me on Twitter at @theliquidsword. Be sure to subscribe to Magmar Sucks, podcast where we rank all Pokemon from most to least interesting. We have a huge episode coming out. Most of our episodes are usually 5 to 10 minutes long. We have one coming out that's an hour and a half long, where we basically massively updated the list because the list was getting really fucked up because of a couple problem Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
And
so look forward to that. I'm actually really excited. That was a great episode, and the Pokemon episodes before it are great. We have some excellent episodes coming up.
okay, well now can I tell them where they can get it since you talked about it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can subscribe to it on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
nice. Do it.
That's it. See you later.
Peace and chicken grease, motherfuckers. Woo!